Sri Krishna, Sri Krishna, Sri Krishna, Sri Krishna. Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Devo Maheshwara, Guru Sakshat Param Brahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah. When we are convinced that the life is lived through the body by the mind, life is not lived by the body. Life is lived by the mind through the body. If we are convinced of this, then our focus will be on the mind and not on the body. But if we are not convinced of this, then our whole life will be only living as the body, for the body, on the body, everybody. And for this purpose, our scriptures tell us that your spiritual life begins when there is some kind of echo. Your spiritual life begins when you stop blaming the world for all the problems of your life. We have to stop that. Because when we blame others, where our attention goes? Suppose I am a husband and the cause of my life will be miseries, only wife naturally. If I am a mother, the cause of my miseries will be my children. Then what will be my approach of spirituality? Like if you go to US, etc., our Indians become over spiritual after going there. When they are in India, they never go to any temple, no satsang, no nothing. And when they go there, suddenly they get the attack of spirituality. And then they told me, Swamiji, your Indian children in India do not know anything about our Mahabharata, Gita, Ramayana. Our children know chant, they are more Indian, more spiritual. I said, look here. When you were children, did you ever go? No. Why they are going? It is not out of love for God. It is out of fear. Now these children will go and run after these Western girls, and then this will happen. Then our culture, our tradition. See? Spirituality is not a fearful existence. See? So, such a person who thinks about this, then for his spirituality is take the children to the temple, take the children to the classes. That is not spirituality, because you are living as a body and all relations. So, our focus changes. Now the second aspect. When I am clear that the miseries are because of my wife, so what will be my approach? To improve the wife. It can never happen. See? It is a manufacturer's defect. The reason is I am body and others are my relations. Now, third example. A woman as a mother is the best one, no doubt about it. The same woman is better than the mother as the mother-in-law for the son-in-law. You ask all the son-in-laws when they go to their in-laws' place, what a warm welcome, as if President Trump has come to their house. See? The reason is the son-in-laws think my mother-in-law is far better than my own mother. How much care she takes, how much she loves me. It is not like that. Don't be in the fool's paradise. They know what stuff she has given you. It is buy one mattress and take two things free. Now the same lady, when she is a mother-in-law to her daughter-in-law, everything changes. So all these three examples are a clear indication that they are living as the body. Then the whole life will be only extrovert. Extrovertedness doesn't mean drinking and smoking only. Means all the time blaming the whole world. A real seeker is born when we are able to recognize these basics of life. And for that, our scriptures tell, all the problems of your life are because in the last life you have done a lot mischief. And see how peculiar thing it is. We just accept it. Once I was in Delhi and one of my used to drive me. And once we were going somewhere and the dividing line, there was, a lane of or a number of small plants, and all the emissions will go on those plants. The leaves became black. So she asked me, Swami, what sin these plants must have done? All the emissions go on them. Other plants are growing so nicely in the gardens. What they must have done? So where is the attention? On the body. Then what can I say? See, all these plants, they are politicians. Although they are no more in the ministry, no more elected by the people, yet they don't want to leave their apartment. They want to stay there. And therefore, after death, they are there. And because they are tortured the society, now the society is torturing them. Oh, because cause and effect. See, friends. So this cause and effect is creating havoc in our life. Then we are told, because they did something bad, therefore they are suffering in this life. Once we understand this principle, we are squarely responsible for everything good and bad that happens in our life. Nobody is responsible. Then a seeker is born. Every experience of our life is meant for us to grow spiritually. Every experience. Once you take this statement, then what will happen? From every experience, the process of learning will be initiated. So learn from every experience. And as we start learning from every experience, we start growing wise. And who is a wise person? Gatasu na gatasuscha nanu shochanti pandita. The wise person is never miserable. That doesn't mean he doesn't have miseries. He has miseries. But he doesn't become miserable. Now here is the real beginning of spiritual practice. When we go to any country, they give us the immigration form. And there, so many useless questions are asked, and for every question there is an option, yes and no. You have choice. Are you a member of active terrorist organization? Yes and no. Who will write yes? Are you carrying the deadly weapons on your person? Yes and no. Exactly the same way, when we entered this world at the immigration counter, we were given a form to fill in and it was written there. Welcome to this world. When I normally land in USA on Washington Dulles Airport, that is in the Virginia. So they are written in all languages: Chinese, Japanese, Korean, then French, and also Hindi. But the words are the same. Welcome to Virginia. This is written in the Devanagari script. So they must have asked to somebody, and that somebody must be a Bengali. 100%. How come? When I read it, I could not laugh there. I had to, suffocate. It was written there, welcome to Virginia. Welcome to Virginia. So when we come to this world, welcome to this world. What is this world? Anityam asukham lokam imam prapya. You are entering this anitya, constantly changing, asukham, full of miseries world. Then a question is asked, do you want to be miserable? Options are given, yes and no. You tick mark. Those who have said, yes, tathastu, whole life you will get miseries. Friends, miseries can be attributed to somebody. We are all miserable by choice. All this happens because our attention is not on our mind, attention is on the world. So when we are interacting in this world, where is our attention? We have to remain aware of this. There are three possibilities. Either the attention is on the world, or attention is on ourselves, or attention is on the mind. Like I am talking to you, now where is my attention? If my attention is on you, what will be the result? I will be the most miserable person in the world. Why? I am giving the talk, but these people are sleeping. See? So I will be miserable. Second thing, if my attention is on me, I am giving talk. These are all ignorant people. Nobody is like me. So that arrogance, ego will become stronger. The third place, attention is on the mind. So before I take up a job, during the execution of the job, after the job is over, what is the quality of my mind? Is it at peace? Is it alert? Is it vigilant? Or it is agitated, it is tense, it is frustrated, it is reacting? See, friends. Three qualities of the mind should be consciously observed all the time. Mind is quiet, mind is alert, and mind is vigilant. Quiet mind doesn't mean a sleepy mind. Bhautik like quiet. Not sleepy mind. Quiet mind. Alert Nobody can take you for a ride if you are alert. And vigilant, while interacting in the world, our attention is, are we taking care of our mind or not? Are the likes and dislikes deposited on the mind or not? Are we creating friends and enemies in this world or not? Are we functioning under the inspired mode or a frustrated mode? Vigilance. Three things. Thus, when the mind is maintained at this quality, quite alert and vigilant, such a mind is now available. Now, such a mind develops an intuitive understanding. Intuitive understanding is we are able to learn from every single experience of our life. We all suffer because of the desires, because of the thoughts, because of the reactions of our own mind. And we try to quieten them by chemical means, by going to sleep, etc. Instead of that, if you learn, then your spiritual practice is on the right track. Then questions will not come up in your mind, solutions will come. So how it is, what it is, now be attentive. Once I was in Lonavala, and I normally like to, when I am allowed or all by myself, I wash my clothes, dry them, and then do the ironing. On that also question, Swamiji, normally Mahatmas don't put on iron clothes and all that. I said, yes, it is your fault. I said, why my fault? Why do you call me Mahatma? I didn't ask you. Then who are you? I am C.H. Atma. See, friends. So once I was doing the ironing of the cloth, that time somebody dropped it. Swamiji, what are you doing? I want to ask some question. I said, before asking question, do some job. Nothing is free. Yeah? My table is not clean. Just now I have taken food or something. Clean it properly. And what you have cleaned, show me in a plate. Don't throw it on the floor like the hotels. Collect. I said, now you have seen what is the dirt you have collected from the table? Yes. I said, keep it in your hand and wash that. Clear? Yes. Then I told him, now what is on this lungi? He said, nothing. I said, see properly, man. Don't just say that. No, they are only wrinkles. I said, yes, now you have seen properly. So as you have removed the dust with a duster and showed me, I will show you the wrinkles that you have seen after removing them. I said, keep the same plate. And I moved the iron, and when all the wrinkles disappeared, I just gave a jhatka. Again removed. Swamiji, what are you doing? I said, I am removing the wrinkles and putting in your plate. I don't understand. I said, pranayam karo. See? Are wrinkles the reality? They are only appearance. But that appearance makes the cloth ugly. Exactly the same thing. Thoughts and desires are the wrinkles on the mind. So how we are removing the wrinkles from the cloth? By hot iron. In Hindi it is called as istri. You know how this word istri has come? Etymological derivation. In UP, they cannot say anything sir without adding e. Station is station. Smart is smart. Speak is speak. Smile is smile. Similarly, Istri. Istri means that which is hot. There won't be a cool one, it's always hot. So you take that Istri and move, the wrinkles of the cloth go. Now what is the Istri that you have to use for removing the wrinkles of your mind? That Istri is the heat of wisdom. See how the thoughts are born. What is the genesis of thought? What is the anatomy of thoughts? First, our mind perceives a thing. After the perception, knowledge happens. Then, after that knowledge, desire comes up. And after the desire, we get activated into action. These are the stages. That which we do not know, we don't desire. See? For example, these days on your TV, they show various kitchen gadgets. Earlier, when you do not know, you take your nice knife and cut it. But now you saw a gadget there. Oh, this is a machine and it can do such a wonderful job. All the potatoes can be cut exactly the same size and shape, clean and neat. 5 kilograms of potato can be cut perfectly within 1 minute. Earlier you did not know, no desire. Now you know, janati, then ichchati, then desire comes. No, but it is 25,000 rupees, too much. Immediately, if you order, MRP is 25,000 rupees. If you order right away, this is the phone number, 2,500 rupees. Meditations. Immediately you call and the machine comes next day. Now how many of you are at home? 2. So what will you do by cutting 5 kilograms of potato? But now you bought it. So you make some excuse and call many people for lunch or dinner. People are ready to come, free खाने को मिलता है. And then this lady is worried why people are not praising the potato cut. So again and again she will ask, how do you like vegetables? No, very nice. Yes. What masala you use? No. See, don't you see how perfectly they are cut? Yes. You know, I bought a machine. Next time onward, wherever there is big function, अरे गुप्ता जी की मशीन ले आओ. You become a machine hiring society. See, friend, this is how the mind is playing tricks. Therefore, once we understand this, whatever we have given importance to, that is the cause of all desires. If we have given importance, we have to devalue. Nobody can do it for us. See? And devaluation can happen only through wisdom. Now, how do we get the wisdom? If we look back in our life, what we have done till date, only one thing: unsuccessful efforts to fulfill our desires. One desire is fulfilled. Are you through? No. Second desire. Second desire is fulfilled. Are you through? No. Third desire. No end to it. See? When afternoon class is over, we should have a nice cup of tea. One desire. Cup of tea comes. बारिश हो रही है. Only tea, no pakoda. मिर्ची नहीं है क्या? मिर्ची पकोड़ा. There is no end to it. And yet, we have not learned. What we have to learn? Desires cannot be fulfilled. Then what is the way? We have to transcend the desires. And how we transcend the desire? Knowing well, human mind can never remain attracted toward the same thing for a longer period of time. And therefore, for its own survival, the mind is making us jump from object to object, person to person, place to place, theme to theme. This is the trick of the mind. Therefore, meditation begins when we start knowing this trick of the mind and then working on it. So, the mind has to be controlled as a spiritual practice. The medicine for the control of the mind is wisdom. And wisdom comes to us when we go to satsanga. And what happens in the satsanga is our wrong notions are hammered and new notions are not created. Then we no more live a notional life. Now all our attention is on the mind. A seeker's mind is trained to inquire. A samsari mind is trained to complain. Samsari people only complain. And when such a samsari comes on a spiritual path, there also he will complain. Normally, my mind is okay, but whenever I sit for meditation, all terrible dirty thoughts come. What is the reason? Meditation. Don't do it. Instead of that, work on your own mind. I'll tell you how I have done that many years before. When we were given first time this Gayatri Mantra Diksha. So we were told, chant only 11 times Gayatri Mantra loudly. Who is an ideal disciple? He who doesn't listen to the Guru is an ideal disciple. I was that. So, why only 11 times? Can't I chant 108 times? What do you think of me? And why loudly? I don't want to show off. I will do my own sadhana. And started taking the mala in the hand and Bill Gates and Steve Jobs came to my help. One window, Om Bhurbhuva Swaha Tassaviturvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yona Prachodayata. After chanting for a long period of 3 seconds, second window opened. Why they don't keep the washing machine in the ashram? Washing clothes is not spirituality. Third window. Every day idli dosha. They don't have anything else in the world. Fourth. Why get up early in the morning? Is it that Bhagwan is not available in the afternoon? So many windows opened. And the mind was trained. Whenever you start chanting Gayatri Mantra, all windows by default open. Observe this in your mind. And whatever you may struggle, then you become angry. Om Bhurbhu Sadhya Om Bhurbhu Sadhya. And ultimately, Om Bhur 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 Bhur. Don't you do this? And one day I was so grateful to the Lord. I said, hey, come on, man, what are you doing? Then I realized, अपनी औकात पहचानो. Find out what is your capacity. Spiritual life is not a mimicry. Somebody sitting for meditation. It's not a mimicry. You find out what suits you. And therefore, that day onward, I stopped Gayatri Japa. I said, no more Gayatri Japa. Then I took another Japa. Sri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. But now that I started chanting according to the instructions given by the Guru, loudly, only 11 times. Sri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Sri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Even for 11 times the mind will not remain. I said, okay, now let me reduce. Made it 5 times. Sri Ram, even then not. I said, never mind, 3 times. And attention was in between the Lord's name mantra chanting, no dissimilar thought has entry at all. So, give a training to the mind that you are chanting Gayatri or Lord's name, chant only 3 times and be vigilant that no dissimilar thought intercepts in between. First of all, get firm abidance in this understanding. And once you are there, then next one. Increase. Make it 5 times, 6 times. Again practice it for some time. See? After you have become perfection in that, when you chant 6 times, no other thought comes in between. Very good. Now you are disciplining the mind technically perfect. And again start increasing the number. Make it 10. If we are able to achieve this perfection for chanting 10 times without a dissimilar thought interception, in a period of few years, we have done a great favor to ourselves. See, friends, controlling the mind is like the mercury spilled on a marble floor being picked up by your own hand and finger. Try. You cannot. Worse than that is the mind. We have to work on it. And once this becomes your preoccupation, then you discover many more secrets of mind. That whenever the mind is happy, the things happen easily. Whenever the mind is under pressure, things happen but not easily. And therefore we told you, when you come and sit on the seat of your meditation, instead of that, go and sit in the lap of Bhagavan Krishna. So your asana is the lap of the Lord, not the yoga mattress. Useless word. So you go and sit in the Lord's lap. And like the child is very happy when the child goes and sits in mom's lap. We are sitting there cheerfully, happily. Whenever we do anything cheerfully, happily, it is not a burden. It is not a punishment. It is a freedom. The second thing, the mind develops now and then a sense of insecurity because you are entering the unknown areas of darkness. Therefore, the mind doesn't want, so starts giving you some ideas. Suppose you are sitting for meditation and you have heard, read so many rubbish things about meditation, levitation. You can start levitating. One person asked me this question. Swamiji, while meditation, suppose somebody starts levitating, what happens? I said, that depends where he is sitting. If he is sitting below the running fan and he starts levitating, chap off. Or if he is sitting directly below the tree, coconut tree, he'll go and hang there. क्या हो गया? नारियल है. All these rubbish things. And therefore you will see many people, when they sit for meditation, they start cracking their joints. Why? गिर तो नहीं गया, ठीक है. Fear. To remove this fear, instruct or tell yourself, now in my heart is my Guru and my beloved Lord. I am not alone. So the Lord protects us from within and the Guru guides us from within. So we have prepared ourselves to begin the meditation in a happy, cheerful mood. When you do anything under compulsion as a punishment, you can never enjoy life. Those of you who have come here on your own, you will be enjoying. Those of you who are brought here by tying to a rope, come on, okay, they are suffering. Anything you do, do it happily or don't do it. Then the third thing comes. Who is doing meditation? You have to spell it out clearly. If the husband will be doing meditation, he cannot think except the wife. If the mother is doing meditation, she cannot think except the children. Then what is to be done? Again, insist yourself. Now I am nobody. Nobody has no reference point to think. See? Become a husband or a wife and try not to think about wife and husband. You cannot. You will think. And therefore, just insist. At this moment, I am nobody. Then one day, again by divine grace, you will discover this principle. Somebody is a mule carrying the burden of total past possessions and relations. That is somebody. But when you remain as nobody, then your total past is discarded. All these psychological adjustments are extremely necessary. Unless they are done, you cannot progress ahead. Like before we do anything, we see that the machine is properly tuned. Then another place where the mind takes us for a ride is we plan what I will do after meditation. Suppose you are sitting for meditation and now Swami is coming to my place for breakfast. Now, what should I prepare for him? Whether he takes onion or not. I can do one thing. I'll cut the onion and keep myself. But should I take this? Whole meditation is cut off the patch. Don't plan anything what you will do after meditation. all these things put together. Now see the quality of your mind. Without much efforts, the mind is separated from the past memories and the future worries. Now the mind is in the present. Now here, three things. Whatever we are, whenever we are, we have to be 100%. Now at this moment, I am the seeker of truth. Then you yourself will discover. Thoughts are movement in consciousness, and thereafter the consciousness is called as mind. Like the man is called husband with the thought of wife. Similarly, consciousness is called mind when associated with the thoughts. And this we all know, but we do not know that we know. And because of this, meditation, everyone does only the same thing. Sit quiet, don't move, there should not be thoughts. Meaning, freedom from movement. Movement in consciousness is thoughts, and with the thoughts, consciousness is reduced to the mind. So to the extent the thoughts quieten, to that extent we are as if marching towards the consciousness. Two types of thoughts disturb us. One, the world comes to us in the form of complementary opposites: joy, sorrows, gain, loss, health, disease. When the world thus comes and dashes against us, jitatmanaha, consciously we refuse to get disturbed by them. And this can perfectly happen only through wisdom. The wisdom is, it is natural. There will be day, followed by a night, followed by a day, followed by a night. This is the nature, you can't do anything. Then we have to adapt ourselves, not complain why day and night and night and night. No. So our attention is on the quietness of the mind, jitatmanaha. Now, we don't give freedom to anything in the world to disturb our mind. And second, the world comes to us in the form of honor or dishonor. Somebody will respect us, somebody will disrespect us. Respect should not make us feel we are extraordinary. Disrespect should not make us feel a sense of insult. Now the mind merged in consciousness like the husband merges in the man or the mother merges in the woman. This is called as Vijnayate, recognition of one's divine self. And this recognition happens only once. Then you cannot forget it, because forgetting and remembering is in the mind, and the mind is already dissolved in pure consciousness. So there is no fear of fall, no fear of forgetting. स्थित्वास्याम अंतकालेपि ब्रह्म निर्वाणम गच्छति. The moment you become aware of any thought, the thought feels shy and disappears. Thoughts erupt because we are not living aware. Or we struggle for the presence of the thoughts. Instead, we have to learn to be indifferent. To arrest the mind's running in the past and future, things and beings, if we remain aware of breathing, breathing happens only in the present. And we are just aware of it. Don't miss a single breathing. Take a deep breath or two slowly and learn how the body is included in the mind. Meaning, the mind has taken the shape of the body like the light takes the shape of the object which is illuminated by the light. So the object is in the light. Light is not in the object. Similarly, the mind is including the body in its womb. So the total mind is one, and when the total mind includes one particular body, then somebody is born. Like the total space is one, but when reference is only to one country, India, then we call it Indian space. So the space is not in India, but the India is in the space. Therefore, all the spiritual practices, this individuality is to be merged in the totality. Move your toes and fingers slowly and see now the concept that I am inside the body and the world is outside the body has become real. Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Sri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om.